So another series of an interview and with another great person and another great candidate of mine, Souryaman Singh Shekhawat. I will just give a small introduction to Souryaman. You see what happens in life. Sometimes you don't make a particular career your only aim, or for Souryaman it was when he came to the academy, and I love to tell it to everyone that going into the armed forces was one of the options. It was not the number one option. I think I'll let Souryaman do the talking, because he will then tell us how did he get determined firstly when he came to Invicta. So Souryaman, heartiest congratulations first of all. Souryaman is recommended for the NDA 150th course, and I'm pretty sure he's done fantastically well in the SSV. He's done very well in his written, so there's nothing stopping him from, the merit is yet to be out, but there's nothing stopping him, that is 200% sure. Souryaman hails from a family, his father is in the police. The rest of the journey, we'll just talk it out with him. So yes, Souryaman.
Yes, sir.
You came to Invicta when Defence Forces was not your aim to join. What happened after you joined Invicta?
Yes, sir. So first I would like to tell you that I passed my class 12 in 2022, and as everybody I took a drop for JEE. I started preparing. I also joined a coaching institute for my JEE preparations.
Yes.
So in all that preparation, there is always a competitive feeling among all your people who are studying with you. Right. So you never get the feeling that what you are doing.
Yes.
Everybody is going towards like we need to study, we should come first.
Yes.
So you can never get that feeling that we are together. And that is what makes defense forces different from any other occupation.
Fantastic.
In a normal corporate job also, you will see that employees or the people who are working together have a competitive feeling among themselves that I will do the best. But defense forces is an organization where everybody feels itself as a family. Yeah. They are supposed to work together, sleep together, and everything goes in a sync. That even the person who has at its lowest or person who has at its highest have the best coordination, the best sync that they can show. So that's why I chose defense, although it was never my first choice. It was, you can call a sheer luck that this time my NDA got cleared. It was, I cleared my first NDA while I was appearing in my 12th.
Yes.
But that time I was not in my correct state of mind, as I can say, that I got screened out, and I was very underconfident, that I realized. After that, in my second attempt, I was not even able to clear the written part also. In my third attempt, I took a decision that let's make it or break it. I decided that I will give the written. I prepared for it. In a few days, I was able to clear the written. After which, my JEE preparations also went
alongside.
And I felt that some way or the other, I went a bit towards the JEE side, because the feeling, and I was almost amongst all the people who were preparing for JEE, so the feeling was pretty different. Then I came to Invicta. I also remember the first day I came to Invicta, it was with my uncle. I was sir came to meet me. I was at the reception. And that day I realized that life has some different goals. Sir gave me a good talk, and I realized that life has a very different goal for me. Yeah. And that day I realized that I need to prove myself that I can do this. If somebody has told me that I need to work hard, I am ready to do all the work hard, the good efforts that I need to put on myself as well on the activities that I do. So I was ready to do it. After which, 1 week in Invicta itself, I realized that what all activities that I am able to do and what all tasks I am not able to do. For example, I had good communication skills, but I did not have any knowledge base, or I was very underconfident, and my state of mind was also not correct.
Just take us, Souryaman, through. You see, nicely that you have built it up, that 1 week later, you knew what is your weaknesses, you knew what your strengths. Just take us through your preparation at Invicta. As to then, what are the different aspects that we brought up in you? How did you hone it up and utilize finally in the SSV? Yes.
So first I would like to tell, as I was continuing, that my first week in Invicta, there are 3 assessors who are there, as Rakesh sir is here, Colonel Bharadwaj is also there, and Colonel Vardhan is also here. Yeah. So all 3 of them are best at their technique. So for example, I would like to take the interview technique first, sir. When I first came to my interview, I knew that what was going to happen. In my PIK only, I stumbled upon on various choices of my life that I am not, defense is not my first choice, it was JEE. But I realized that everything has its own peak and everything has its own perks. So I decided that it's time to switch. So sir also explained me that you are doing this mistake, you are not very clear about the state of mind, you still have that JEE thought lingering in your mind somewhere or the other. So I realized my mistake. And PIQ is all about your daily routine, what are your life aims, your expectations, and what are your hobbies. So when you're clear about your life aim, your expectation, your hobbies, daily routine, PIQ will, the whole interview technique would be very easy, because PIQ is completely based upon yourself. So when a person knows about himself, he has learned what are his mistakes, weakness, he can do very well in interview. And as for the psych, as Colonel Bhardwaj had my first psych counseling, I realized that there are various points where I have some sort of problem. For example, there
Any striking thing of the psychology that you need to tell?
Yeah, I need to tell is that when somebody reads a story, nobody knows what is going in the person's mind. Only a psychologist, for example, Colonel Bhardwaj, immediately caught my mistake that I am getting very overconfident. I tend to take things lightly, and sometimes I am not very in my state of mind that I am ready to perform. I am very tired, or I am very, you can say, lazy. So Colonel Bhardwaj immediately caught that, and he told me, and I was pretty much impressed. I thought that it is not possible that only by reading a story somebody can tell that what is going on in the person's mind. I was very surprised that.
So striking thing about the GTO then?
Sir, the striking thing about GTO was, a GTO is a very keen observer.
Yes.
I have seen, as Colonel Vardhan also told me.
Yes.
In my psych, I realized that as Colonel Bhardwaj was telling, I am getting overconfident. The next day only my GTO counseling came, and the same thing was told by Colonel Vardhan also. Then I realized that each and every technique is best at its own.
Yes.
Each has its own importance, and I realized that all the three techniques are important. For example, in my GTO technique, I was doing the task, but I was somewhere a bit overconfident that I can do this task also, this task also.
So you guys came to Invicta. Were you happy at the end of it? Not because you got recommended, but sometimes people say, "Nahi, wo meri wajah se hua." I was good. Probably this was not good, but I put in a lot of effort. What would you say?
Sir, I would say that the journey, the preparation part of SSB itself is when a person is enjoying that preparation, then only that he can do his best. For example, when we came to Invicta, as I told in JEE only, there is always competitive feeling. Here you come with people who have all their aim, mindset to join the defense forces. Everybody takes everybody else as a friend, a very good pal or a brother, we can say.
Yes.
So the feeling altogether at Invicta is very different. Everybody is ready to cooperate.
Good.
We are ready to get together with each other. And this feeling itself creates such a bond that you remember all the part of your journey.
Absolutely. So, finally, to the defense aspirants, your pearls of wisdom to them. I will say, 5 pearls of wisdom. Either you can break it down technique wise, or what do they need to do?
So I will bring you 5 things that are very important in your life, and if you follow that, I believe that it would be very beneficial for your SSB preparation. The first would be, one should be clear about his aim in life, his clarity of mind should be there, that what am I supposed to do, why am I here. The second would be, one should be very confident, but the confidence should come from inside. For example, I used to get overconfident, but the confidence should come with your performance, with your knowledge base. That you have a good amount of knowledge, then you should be confident.
Absolutely.
And if someone doesn't have any knowledge and he is getting confident, there is no meaning of that.
Absolutely.
The third would be time management.
Yes.
Time management is a very crucial part. As you might know, you have heard that all the people who are serving in the defense are very sharp of their time. It is very true, because they learn it in their own way. The time management part can be really beneficial. And the fourth would be willpower. If anybody has decided something that I am going to do it, the willpower should be so strong that nobody can stop it right now. Any stumble comes upon him, he should be ready to do it. And the fifth part would be stamina, or you can say mental stamina, that one should be able to sustain it.
Wonderful, Souryaman. I was looking for, this is one of the best summations that I could find, being on the same genre to your future defense aspirants. Souryaman, you're going to NDA.
Yes, sir.
Lovely 3 years there.
Yes, sir.
What are you wanting to join, Air Force or the Army?
Sir, my first preference would be Army, and it will always be. But my preference also, my parents' choice also matters with me. Yeah. For example,
you have cleared the Air Force also, right?
Yes, I have cleared the CPSs and I am flying fit. but my first preference always will be army. But if my parents also want, so I can
see, ultimately
it is the defense forces.
It is the defense forces, it is the uniform.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all the very best, Souryaman.
Yes, sir.
All the best to you.